So here, this is Colin Robertson. He's a young man with a YouTube channel and an admitted pro-Kiev bias who reports from the war in Kiev. Now, this perfectly coiffed influencer calls himself a journalist. I'm going to let you decide. His latest headline got my attention, right? It's one where he seems to go against his usual false narrative that he and others have long been feeding to Western news consumers that somehow, you've heard it, where they keep saying Ukraine is winning the war. They're destroying Russia's military. As a matter of fact, that's it. His headline. I've got bad news from the front lines, he's saying in his headlines. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some of his report. We're going to watch it together, you and I, okay? He files this report from a place called Dobrobylia. It's a city that's now abandoned, by the way. It's likely going to be soon taken as well by the Russian army. It's in line, right? As the Russian army works its way toward Pokrovsk. Watch what he does here. I want you to listen and watch what he does here in his reporting.
Not only is this street now completely obliterated by a Russian glide bomb, but the entire city is deserted. I cannot describe how busy this was last time I was here. And they put that bomb right into the center of this city, right into the center.
You see what he's doing right there? You see what he did? He tells you they put a glide bomb right in the city center. He doesn't tell you that the place where it hit was abandoned, right? He doesn't tell you that it was already evacuated before the glide bomb hit, right? He's making it sound like, well, now it's empty, but when the glide bomb hit, a bunch of people, he's leaving that impression. So the truth is the Russians were actually hitting probably some Ukraine soldiers who were still in the city, who were defending the town after the people had left. Or maybe the Russians just hit an empty building, which is very likely as well. We don't know yet. But he wants you to think that the Russians attacked a building with hundreds, if not thousands of people in it, civilians. I see this all the time. Listen again here how he tries to fool you. Listen to his words.
They put that bomb right into the center of this city, right into the center.
So, right into the center, right? So what's interesting about his reporting, complete with soft piano music in the background, you know, is that he later admits, and I guess he forgot, that the town was abandoned. It appears he couldn't remember his own misstatement. Here it is.
So here we are, right in the center, and look, I'm the only person here in a lovely afternoon.
So he's the only person there. There's nobody in the town, but then he tells you something else. So there he is telling us that the town is empty. He's right in the center, and there's no one there. So why is he talking about a glide bomb that hit the center? Center of what? An empty town? Oh, maybe he forgot. See, what he's doing is called advocacy journalism. That's what I learned at the University of Minnesota School of Journalism. You see, I'm a real journalist. I'm not sure that he is. He's trying to leave the impression of something that didn't happen as a way of advocating for his side, right? He's representing Ukraine. But wait, this gets even worse, right? And I'm going to show you, because he's now going to tell you that what the people who aren't there, follow me here, he's going to tell you what the people who aren't there would say to him if they were there.
Locals here are nervous. I just tried to speak to a few different people, and no one wants to speak because they're terrified. They're terrified that if the Russians come, then they'll be tortured for maybe speaking to media. They're terrified of all of this.
So how can he know what the people who aren't there would say if they were there? He's quoting people who don't exist. And where's the evidence of the torture, by the way? I mean, this is crazy. He's walking around saying there's nobody here to talk to. But if they were here, there's a possibility they might tell me that they're afraid they might be tortured. What the hell does that even mean? I mean, again, you see what he's doing here? Let's continue. Now I'm going to show you some footage here before I show you the soundbite, because this is important. In this scene, in the footage you're seeing, he's about to describe this very large military man-looking dude. He's just a simple shopkeeper, he's going to tell you, who chose to stay behind when the whole town left, right? But as you can see in the video behind him, the shelves are packed with groceries. There are military guys walking all around carrying supplies, and there's no cash registers, right? You see, the real story is quite obvious. This store has obviously been, this is normal. Military do this all the time. The store has been converted to a military canteen, and this so-called shopkeeper is likely a member of the Ukraine military, or he was recruited by the Ukraine military to operate their supply store. But again, listen to how he describes him.
With the city almost emptied out, there's almost no one to speak to us, except one shopkeeper who's kept his business open.
So what are we, stupid? Does this even make any sense? There's no one left in the town, but the shelves are completely full with groceries. This isn't reporting. What he's doing is creating a false narrative. It's what Western journalists are prone to do, which is, by the way, what they often accuse others of doing. Here's another lie. So the so-called shopkeeper, who looks like he's, 6'7" military dude, he's just a little shopkeeper, an old guy, right? He apparently is aligned with the military and stayed behind. Now look at how he describes his next interview. This guy's supposed to be just a simple volunteer who decided he was going to stay and help the military there, or found his way there to help the Ukrainian military. Really? Let's listen.
I hear buzzing outside and ask the volunteers what they heard.
You just saw a drone?
It's been circling and took a dive right now. Yeah, this is pretty much a ghost town. And
Yeah, when's the last time you had an instinct like this?
Afghanistan, right before we got shot.
Did he just say in Afghanistan before we got... So this local volunteer just out trying to help the Ukrainian military turns out to be a guy who fought in Afghanistan and has what sounds like a suspiciously very Western accent, possibly some American dude from Chicago or something. Just a local volunteer. Really? I mean, if you get a sense that you're being gaslit when you watch this guy's report like I did, guess what? You are. The story is so filled with lies, I don't know where to grab the next one.